Well, everyone, this is going to be a fun one to do. The Google Pixel 8 just came out and the iPhone 15 just came out. So let's go and see how both these phones kind of compare against one another. They're both kind of going for different demographics, like the price on the Pixel 8 is a little bit cheaper, but the iPhone 15 is probably going to retain its value a little bit better. So let's go and see which one is going to perform better overall. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, this is basically what they look like. They're kind of roughly around the same size. The iPhone 15 on the front has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, and it's a pretty good looking panel. I've kind of felt like this was a pretty good looking display when it first came out, and it still looks pretty good. So on the front, you're getting that 6.1-inch display. Again, very good looking. You're getting that dynamic island at the very front too, which is actually pretty nice. Again, it would have been better had it not had a dynamic island and it just had a hole punch better like on the Pixel 8, but it still looks good. 60 hertz panel, fairly good resolution. Like, it's a very good looking panel for what it is, and I feel like Apple did a decent job. Now, on the Pixel 8, this is probably the better panel in my opinion. So there's a few reasons for it. One, you're still maintaining a pretty good resolution, still 1080p. It's 6.2 inches here, so it's a 6.2-inch OLED display. But there's a few things. One, it's a hole punch display, much nicer looking than the iPhone 15s. So that's kind of one big thing. But also, you are actually getting a fingerprint sensor built into the display, things like that, but also 120 hertz display on this device as well. That is a really big asset to have. And personally, for me, when I'm getting a phone, I want it to basically have a 120 hertz panel. The iPhone 15 still basically has that, 60 hertz panel, which is still fairly smooth, but I like having 120 hertz, and that makes me, feel a lot better of owning a device like this one in particular. Now, on the sides and the rest of the body, kind of similar styling a little bit. So you're getting like this, like, not flat side on the iPhone. Like, neither one of these are completely flat. The iPhone 15 is more flat, but they kind of curve off to the side a little bit, which is really nice. The Pixel 8 does have a SIM card tray. The iPhone 15 does not have it. Both these phones on the bottom do have USB-C ports, which is really nice. I'm glad they switched over to USB-C on the iPhone. Pixels have had it for years. So, and I would probably argue that the capability of the Pixel 8's USB-C charger is better than the iPhone 15's. I think you're getting more capability from this type of charger than this one. We'll talk about that probably in other videos. I've already made a video about this too, but that kind of covers it up there. Dual camera setups on the backside of both of these. So it's interesting because when you look at them, like, they look fairly different. They have their unique styles. You can kind of tell which one's which, and that's something I love. These two phones are kind of distinct now, and that's something I love seeing from Apple. Now, the Pixel 8 has this standard glass back. I was hoping they would have gone frosted this year, but they did not. I mean, that's not a big deal, but again, a frosted glass back would have been really nice. The iPhone 15 has the frosted glass back, which actually feels really nice in the hand, and that is something I love seeing on the iPhone side. Like I said, dual camera setups up here, wireless charging, MagSafe capability on the iPhone 15. You are getting reverse wireless charging on the Pixel 8. Very, very nice feature to have. That's something I love having on my Pixels, and even like Samsung's have had this for years. iPhones still just don't want to do this. Don't know why. They should, but they haven't yet, and there's not much we can do about it from that perspective. But at least on the outside, I will definitely say I think the Pixel 8 probably looks better on the front, and I think the iPhone 15 kind of looks better on the back side. I think there's still a lot of overlap here, and I really don't think there's one that's significantly way better looking than the other one. But a few notes, I wish my iPhone did basically have reverse wireless charging. They still have not put it in yet. Now, in terms of software and longevity, this is a crazy one. The iPhones are typically known for having the longest lifespan and being the phones that last the longest amount of time. But Google recently said that the Pixel 8 is probably going to get 7 years of software update support. So that is going to be a really cool feature. And that in and of itself is going to be probably the best feature going for the Pixels. That would be a main reason for people to switch from a Samsung to a Pixel or even an iPhone to a Google Pixel. These are very solid phones, and I think Google is going to dominate it in terms of that just because from that perspective alone. So, in my opinion, I would probably say the Pixel 8 is probably going to be the longer lasting phone here, which is pretty crazy. I've never really said that before on any Pixel, so I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Now let's go and do speed comparison. The Pixel 8 has that Google Tensor G3 chipset inside with 8 GB of RAM, where the iPhone 15 has that Apple A16 bonding chip inside of it with 6 GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared in the background, so let us get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, the 15 was faster. Hopping out of these two, let's get into their cameras 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this was my first time opening up the camera here, so there could be a little bit of a delay here. So we'll just kind of let that one slide. Let's go ahead and just take a night mode photo. So this one to take this one took night mode, so two different modes here too. So we'll just kind of forget that. Photos, 3, 2, 1. Did not open it up here either, so there could be some glitches. Again, first time opening it up, we'll just kind of let that one slide too. App Store is 3, 2, 1. So I have already opened up the App Store on the Pixel 8, so the iPhone 15 slightly faster here. Now, one thing I want to say, the Pixel 8 has that 120Hz panel, but you can actually see that, in my opinion, I think the iPhone 15 might be a little bit smoother when scrolling through. At least scrolling up, I don't know why. The Pixel 8, like their display, I think needs to be improved a little bit. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Hopefully they can improve that there. Scrolling over, let's go and open up some of these other third-party applications. We can try something like, Spotify, 3, 2, 1. Pixel 8 was faster. Snake vs. Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And iPhone 15 was slightly faster here. Let's get into some gameplay. Let's see if there's any big differences, which I don't really think there's going to be, but we can kind of check. And pretty much like the same thing, not a big difference. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. And you can kind of see that the iPhone 15 again was the faster one there. I've already loaded up all these apps on all these phones, by the way. Netflix, 3, 2, 1. iPhone 15 again, the faster one there. Facebook, 3, 2, 1. The Pixel 8 was actually slightly faster there. Stack, 3, 2, 1. And again, the iPhone 15 slightly faster. Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. And overall, what I'll kind of tell you is I think there's not going to be one that's going to be significantly faster like every single time. I think the 15 is probably going to be the faster one majority of time, but I mean, there's still a lot of overlap here. And I think the Pixel 8 is still a fairly good, performing phone. But so far, I would probably say the iPhone 15 was the fastest phone almost every single time. So good stuff on the iPhone 15. The Pixel 8 was right behind it though. Now, in terms of the camera side of things, this is probably going to be an interesting thing because from what I know, the iPhone 15's camera was very good. I love the iPhone 15's camera. I've tested the Pixel 8 Pro's camera, not quite the Pixel 8 just yet, but I will probably tell you the Pixel 8's camera is still going to be great. The iPhone 15, I've always felt like iPhones have really good cameras. You're getting 4K at 60 on the back and front of both these phones, which is really nice. The iPhone 15, I think, probably still takes the cake in some ways. I feel like this camera was very good when it first came out. I mean, it came out like 2 weeks ago. It's still holding up very well. You're getting that 0.5x zoom on the outside, 10x zoom, which is very nice, but keep in mind of those numbers. Getting video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, getting portrait mode as well. So there's still a lot of cool stuff going on with this type of camera and this type of lens. The front camera is very good. Videos on this phone look very good as well. And once again, I am a massive fan of the way this phone's been performing in terms of the camera side. The Pixel 8, I feel like is probably, I mean, it's definitely the best camera on any Pixel. It's a very solid lens. So the first thing I want to say, keep in mind these numbers. You're getting essentially what, like 8x zoom. I feel like Google could be taking a little bit more improvement here, but you're still getting 0.5x zoom, which is nice. The iPhone is going to be giving you better zooming in capability. You're getting portrait mode, long exposure. You're getting action pan as well. I don't know how they come up with these names. You're getting night sight and you're getting panorama. So there's still lots of cool things, and you're getting this camera thing here. I think their camera app is improving, but it's still kind of clunky. I think it still needs a little bit of an improvement here. I think there's still lots of good stuff going on with this type of camera. But like I said, I think Google could be taking some improvements here and there with this type of lens. But regardless, I think it's a very solid camera for sure. But I do think the iPhone 15's camera is probably better. So I will be saying though, the battery life is probably going to be better on the Pixel 8. I will have a full battery comparison coming out very soon. And I'll probably tell you the Pixel 8 is probably the better value per dollar. The fact that this thing is going to be getting 7 years of software support, 120 hertz display, great build quality, a lot of cool features, reverse wireless charging. This is a tremendous phone, and I love this phone a lot. I think the iPhone 15, like if you want to spend a little bit more money for a little bit of a better phone, I think this is a really good option as well. But I don't know if I would go from I don't know if I would, pick either. I don't know if I would pick either one, if that makes sense. If I have all the money, I'm going for the iPhone 15 Pro or I'm going for the Pixel 8 Pro. Those are kind of the ways I kind of look at it. But these are very solid options, and I don't think one clearly is the winner here. But I think this is a very interesting competition between these two, in my opinion. So that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.